We're back here. I'm out the back. Way out the back down Magnet Road. Going in through the back door of this place. I want to check up that river. I'm headed to where Arthur's River runs down and meets up with this creek here behind me. They'll come into a T-junction. And that's where I'm going to start. Right at that T-junction, work back up the river. There we go. Pretty nice down here. Probably could have drove further actually. But look how thick how thick they are. Well, like the west coast is like that. It's just a wall of a thick bush. Just you can't even see into it. Look up the back there, it gets thicker up there. Crazy, but that river, a few wallabies running around. So this river here, obviously, it comes up, probably floods up to there. It looks like it's been wet previously. No? Not real sure. In the day, you can see some kind of life up there. I don't know if that's the old quarry there. The power lines. Not sure if that's the quarry there at the back of Waratah or something else, or if that's further down the road. But no. That'd probably, if I seen that, if I come through this area, I'll probably head towards that hill. Seeing there may be life there or power lines, you can follow them back to the road or something. So I've just made it to Arthur's Creek, come in that entrance just there. And this is what I met with. Looks like it is running right down beside Arthur's River. Now Celine found this somewhere along the line up here. Won't know till I get up further what it turns into. But she found this. Now that's taken her out way at the whoop whoop. If she goes that way and hits Magnet Creek. So when I walked down this creek just then, I was coming up it, it's like one creek. I couldn't tell that it turned into two creeks. It was just one creek heading down there. So she wouldn't, I didn't see no T-junction where I walked in. So that could have led her out to the middle of nowhere if she did that. If she made it this far. I see a lot of people come through here. The boys on their dirt bikes. And so a little bit, just dropped in degrees a fair bit. Like not a lot, but you can feel the difference being in here and being out there in that sun. Definitely dropped 2 or 3 degrees in here. So Arthur's River's just in there, about 10 metres. Would have been better if I had a dirt bike. Been a lot quicker. There's a river just in there. And I'm going to follow this up. So the river opens right up. And then start checking these hills. Right, we're coming up Arthur's River and we went to this. It's like a full-blown swamp. It's about 10 metres across just there. Comes through here, down into there. That, how deep is that? Probably 1.5 feet deep there. It's only about 1 foot deep. That's not going to be good to run into if you're lost out here. Yeah. So if you see a stick running across the camera, that's because there's about 2,000 spider webs from one side of the road to the other. And I can't walk through all of them. Probably 2 foot deep there. That's a big, nasty swamp. So if you're coming from the other side and running into that, that's not good. I didn't know that was here. What's that? That'd be 40 metres across there. 30 metres, 40 metres across. It looks about 2 foot deep. Then when you pass that swamp, just back here, just behind these bushes, she opens back up. And that's that hill. Everyone's starting to search, but they're starting to search the south side of that hill. I'm on the north sided. See, it doesn't get any better down here. Probably gets worse, if anything. This is that patch I wanted to try. Oh, that looks like a snake hole. This is that patch I found on Google Maps. Big clearing down here. There's some bits on there I wanted to check out. I might just have a quick walk around here and see what we got. And it looks like it probably gets used by young people. Some rubbish up to here. Right, so if I had a dirt bike, you get down here in 15 minutes, 20 minutes I reckon. Easy. Car only gets you halfway down here. These motorbikes have been here. Some to fire on bed frame. You see. If you come to this section on foot, you just wouldn't know where you were. And head back on the track, and we'll be back in a minute. Righto guys, I don't know if this is anything, there's another garbage bag. I'm gonna head up I think it's called the tramway. Down, that's north, down that direction, to the bottom of Arthur's River, where it meets up Magnet Creek. And this way I'm headed south. And I've just found another garbage bag. So I'm gonna, it's right next to the road, so there's probably nothing, but I'm just gonna check it as careful as I can. I'm just trying to set this up so you guys can see. Something's been at it, or something's been trying to rip it open. So it's got some sort of black tape on it, like black duct tape. Let me give you a closer look. There's like black, that white bit is the back side of the duct tape. But probably nothing just been here beside the tramway. So there's dirt bikes have been up here. This is tied in a knot. Why is there duct tape on it? That's got a bit of green stuff growing off it. I don't know how long that takes. Well, that's tied up in a knot. It's tied up in like just one big knot. Roll a bag up and stretch out like that, and then tie it in one knot. That's what that is. What we got here? So this is two. This is two garbage bags. worn out. Holes in the bottom. Rightio. Check this out. Check this out. Is that one trouser's leg and another trouser's leg? Because that's 2 garbage bags. And it's duct tape right here. They're duct taped together. Is that weird, or is that supposed to be like... And check this out. It seems like it's been growing on there. And there's holes in the bottom, like if that was for your feet, like just like I've got gaiters on, keep me dry. Is that a makeshift keep my legs dry or warm? Everyone's just thought nothing of it. There's only holes on both sides. There's holes here, like they've been walking on it, and holes here. Like if there's put it on your foot, both of them on your feet, and you're walking around, and the holes from the bottom of your feet from getting wrecked on the ground. And then they're taped here. They're actually taped pretty well there. One Celine had blue on the inside, I think, didn't they? Or was it black on the inside? Right. There's nothing in them. They look like they've been put over someone's legs, taped together here to try and hold them up as much as you can. There's only holes in the back side of the bag. On the back side of this one, and the back side of that one. As if where their feet have been stuck in the ground and worn holes through it. I'll show you where I am. I'm on a tramway, but surely is that, because this green stuff has been growing in it. It's just stuck to the bag. It's loose now. That was stuck to the bag. Obviously it's loose now. Same with that side, it's been growing on it. See where the holes are? There's no holes on this side, none on this side. There's a little bit now because I think it looks like something's been chewing at it. Looks like something's been chewing at it here. Sure, they do not look like waders. Like that. It's taped together. It's a black duct tape. You've got moss, you've got that green stuff growing in it. Seems a bit weird. I don't know if Celine was in the Scouts, you know, that makes sense. But to find it right this side, just in there, I think there was a bit of stuff on top growing on it, but I've got no idea. Why is there holes at the bottom and this side at the bottom and nothing at the front and top sides, except where animals chewed it? No garbage in it. No signs of garbage. It's actually taped together pretty well. What do I do about that? I've got no signals, I can't call anyone. No, seriously. You've got roots growing, you know? It's been here for a while because there's roots growing inside it. Big sake. So I'm gonna I'm going to bag it. As gentle as I can. I don't reckon Celine would have stayed overnight where they found that garbage bag and bottle and then walked out at daylight. I reckon that garbage bag was there to provide shelter or catch rain. Catch rain and fill up that drink bottle she had. You're going to do one of the two. You've got no water, so try and fill that drink bottle up. Has no luck. Plus, or she's just used it for shelter. But that garbage bag was 3/4 buried, they found. And how that gets buried is sitting there for 2.5 years under the stump of that tree where it's fallen over, and the rain continuing to wash away the dirt and rocks off the bottom of that tree stump, and it all just falls down on top of that bag. It covers the bag over 2.5 years worth of dirt and stuff on top. I think they've seen the garbage bag last, and that was, you know, you see it was pretty buried. Which is also where it's buried in, So that hole where it was buried in, they found the garbage bag, was got a lot deeper as well. 2.5 years before that, or 3 years, whatever it is. So it's going to be a bigger hole. And if you're hiding under that tree stump in there, trying to get shelter, well, you're sitting in a hole that's going to fill up with water. You're not going to sit in a hole under that shelter for too long. If it was a shelter, let's say it is, you've got the shelter over, she's sitting in a hole under that bottom end of the tree. She's sitting in there, it's starting to fill up with water. That's going to be muddy in there. And it's going to fill up water and she's going to have wet feet. She's going to get soaking in there. So she's going to have to move. So she's not going to stay there for long. So you can't do it all night in that hole because it's going to be full of water, and holes fill up quick when it rains. Up there, it's going to be pretty quick. That hole fills up with water. So she's not going to sit in there 13 hours soaking wet. Even sitting on a plastic bag, it's not going to help you because it's going to be full of water. Let's say she jumped in that tree next to it and she realised that, if she was in there for a shelter, she's starting to get wet, the feet are getting soaking because it's getting full. There's a tree next to it, maybe she's seen that if she had a torch and jumped in there and took shelter. Maybe she stayed in there for the rest of the night. Depends if you start to feel that cold and you're starting to feel pretty bad from the cold, you're probably going to start moving to keep warm. So there is some walking tracks up here. As you walk along here, you see walking tracks, like a little clearway they've used at some point back in the day. She could be on that. Could have walked on that. It's halfway up there. I don't think you can see it. About there, runs along. Alright, check this out. That's where I just come from. Heading south up down after the river, back to the falls. That's the continuous go, but I'm not going to go that way. It keeps going that way, but it's full of water. It's a bit easier down here. And this is a Magnet Creek. The Arthur's River is in that hole just beyond them bushes. Just in there. Which comes down here and out down there. That's the way I need to go to my car. That's the way it takes you out to the middle of nowhere. So Celine got this far and turned right and headed down there, hoping that takes you back into Waratah or a road or something. That takes you nowhere. That takes you way out in the absolute middle of nowhere. Turn left, that takes you back. They'll take you to the road and back to the highway. So Celine found that track I was on, which goes right up to the Arthur's River. You know, that could let her down here. And she had a choice to make left or right. And turn right is the wrong decision. That's going to get you lost. Proper lost. Alright guys, that's it for me. I'll head back in the morning and we'll check around the other side of that hill. Pretty close to where I was today, and see what else we can find. Good morning. We are back. And it is about 8 o'clock, day 2, and it is dark in here and it is cold. It is freezing. The sun's out though. There's plenty of sun. But it is dark in here. I don't know if you can tell, you can't really tell on the camera, but this is darker than it has been lately. And it's cold and it's a bit wet. It rained pretty heavy yesterday, last night for a bit. So I'm going to head back to where I was yesterday. This time I'm coming from the car park in. I'll see if I can make it there to the top of the hill. So I'll be above the spot I turned back yesterday. And I searched that top of the hill. And hopefully we can find some traces up there. That tree's going. I don't know if that tree was like that last time. That tree's ready to go. That's huge. It's just slowly going. I don't remember that. I don't remember that last time I was here. Maybe it was. That's what they do up here, these trees. They just pull out the ground. I think they get deep enough. I think those roots get deep enough to hold the trees up around here. It's that wet all the time up here. Just a quick note. If you're a tourist and you're coming down here, wait till you get to Waratah and do a shit. Not on the friggin' track. Someone's just left a big dump, fresh turd there, right on the water race. Friggin' disgusting. Check this out. This is extreme crap through here, I tell ya. Is that thick? I come through that stuff. It is bad. And then you got here, come out here, and a little bit of open stuff. There's a 1200 drop there into the bottom of that tree. You're not gonna see that in the dark. There's a little hole through there. It's starting to, I'm just fighting this bush and just going through all the thick stuff so I can make my way to 7 Mile Creek. And this is some dangerous crap through here. I'm getting soaking wet. It's not raining. It was raining last night. But I'm getting soaking wet coming from these bushes. The backpack, that's getting half ripped off me as I'm trying to come through. This is very bad through here. Like you don't know what you're stepping on. It is that bad. So I'm going to continue to keep fighting this stuff. I think there's a hole up here. I can go around this big tree that's fallen and make my way through there. But it keeps pushing and trying to push me down to the creek. So I'm trying to work against it and stay horizontal. Keep going north, straight north. Right, that didn't happen. I didn't go to plan. It's taken a long time to go nowhere real quick. So it's pushed me back to the water, so I'm going to try along the water. Be a lot quicker where I'm getting. I found an opening down here. The bush sort of pushed me in this area, so thought I might as well. Geez, it was bad. It was shocking back up there. Everything I went through just got me soaking wet. There's some wicked hiding spots though. There's some wicked spots for shelter. I found 3 or 4 massive ones that just you could hide out there tonight. If the wombat would let you. Ooh, crap. Woo! Now, oh, I'm back. I got. Whew, that was close. He's coming out till he heard me coming. It's really dry through here. I was thinking this is going to be snake country. And there he is. He's gone back in. I just went up. I just found my way after seeing that snake. Backtracked a bit. Went up around it. And found myself in a very sharp, very deep vertical ravine. And another creek before 7 Mile runs up there. And you get to the end, and it's a dead end up there. I could not get out on the south side. I tried to get out the south side. There's no getting out. You can't climb, that's too thick. You can't get through it. Bloody hell. Oh, that was rough. That was not good. Not good at all. Oh, sure. I'm back in the Arthur River now. I'll head back up. My phone keeps saying it's full, so I can't keep recording properly. Can't record anything I do up here. I'm trying to get out of this Arthur River. It's not easy, I tell you, in the daylight. And I'm getting soaked. I'm starting to get saturated. And the sun's out. No rain. It rained the night before, but that's it. My trousers are soaked, my boots. That was rough in there. I wasn't climbing past that snake. He looked like he was happy sunbaking until I ran into him. He wasn't too happy to see me there. All right, let's get out of here. I ripped my backpack up there. I've had a lot of falls, a lot of slips and slides up there. It's been absolute shit. It's been the worst trip I've been up here. Everything's gone wrong. It's time just to get out. Big sake. Oh, what a pain in the butt. Seriously. Oh, shot. I actually wonder how far things gone wrong, like they are today for me. I actually wonder how far Celine actually got. In the dark, cold, wet, rain. It's not even raining for me and the sun's out. And the snakes are out. They're out getting a warm in the sun. The spot I'm going back through has lots of sun. So I've been, for the last 40 minutes, half hour, I've been flying through the worst crap, just hands and knees, up hills, through absolute shite. Go back this way. Jeez, I nearly lost my glasses, nearly broke them. Friggin' hell. Yeah, when you got signs, stop, call it a day, go home, I'm getting them. Friggin' hell. Twice I nearly lost my glasses, nearly lost them then, nearly broke them. Jammed in a rock, couldn't get them out. This is time to make tracks and get out of this crap. I didn't come down here last time, this spot. Frick's sake. You know, those garbage bags I found yesterday. You're probably not going to make it further than that, or if that. That's you'd be lucky to make it there. This is how crap it's just gotten for me. Sort of grazes up my ribs. Graze up here. I haven't looked at it yet. I'm falling down the hills in bushes. Can't see what I'm stepping on. Backpack breaks, and then I see a snake there looking at me, hissing at me. I am stuffed. I crawled out of that Arthur's River. I crawled out of that all the way up the top of the water race, basically on my hands and knees. I got to the top of the water race and just collapsed, threw my bag off and just dropped. I was absolutely rooted. Everything that went wrong could have went wrong. Bit of my backpack. I need to get a new backpack now. A massive graze down side of here. Lost my glasses down in the holes in the creek. Got stuck in rocks. One stage, glasses fell in between rocks and couldn't get them out while I was under a tree. And where I was about to cross that sunny patch, a snake there, you know, I fell through all that crap. Trying to get back out of there. I'm not gonna. That looked like a good place for 100 snakes to live. And there was one right there looking at me. I'm buggered. I had nothing left to get on to that top of the hill, back onto that water race. I had nothing left. That's what happens when I'm more worried about building muscle than fitness. I thought, before I found them garbage bags, Celine could have made it there. And look what I just tried to do in the daylight. Got friggin' nowhere. I was going straight through the horizontal shit, just the worst stuff I could find. Just went straight through it, hoping it would come clear, and it didn't come clear at all. Just ran into the Mr. Snake. That hill above where I was yesterday, that needs to be searched. Down the back corner, northeast, from where everything is being found. That needs to be grid searched. So if those footprints were hers, I believe they probably are. Let's say she's going to be up there, on top of a ridge. So when I climbed to that water race, I just collapsed. I had nothing left. Imagine doing that if it was in June, freezing, raining. I would have been only the bottom half of me is wet. But yeah, you're in. I don't think I'll be going too much further. I'll be just trying to stay warm, find shelter on top of a ridge somewhere after I got my breath back, and just stay put. And yeah, you're up Shit Creek, which I just went up Shit Creek then and was getting my butt whooped. I said I was going to come up here and whoop butt in this bush or tear it apart. I think this place just reminded me who's the boss today. I was quickly finding out what Celine went through. Real quick. I was a little worried. That's the most worried I've ever been in here. And I suppose sooner or later you're going to have a bad day. So every time you come up here, it's not going to be, you're going to have a great day up here. It's not going to be, it's not going to go how you want. And it didn't just then. I don't know how I made it out of that river onto that water race. Jeez. Oh. Oh, shit. Sorry. I'm not going to do a Rob Parsons and get naked in front of the camera for you. No, no, no. Jeez. Now go drive 4.5 hours back to Hobart and then ring the police. Look at that, I don't know why. Just in case I need to be Rambo out here. It's going to be a long drive back to Hobart. Oh, and cramps in my feet now. Oh, shit. I think after that trip, I have to stop worrying about building muscle and work on my fitness. Jeez. Pants. As you see, they weigh about 3 kilos. I must have been, I'm 104 kilos. And dressed, I'm probably 107. In this gear, probably 108. And a backpack is 8 kilos, 6 to 8 kilos. And saturated. Probably bloody 120 kilos. Climb up out of that shite. Oh God. Oh, Jesus. I'm so buggered. Probably should stay the night, drive home in the morning, but I'll probably have to drive into Burnie anyway and see the police. See the police. See if they're interested in these garbage bags. That's probably the worst. It's probably the worst I've ever felt. Like coming out of that river, climbing this back up to the water race. I had nothing in the tank left to climb that water race. Now I could see how Celine would have felt. And adding cold to that, I don't reckon she made it to where I found them garbage bags. I reckon she made it to the top of a ridge line somewhere and then just plonked down there somewhere. Try and just rest. Hope you don't freeze to death.